Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson. This enlightening book, published in 2019, draws a compelling portrait of Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most revered Roman emperors, through the lens of Stoicism, a philosophy he not only studied but lived by. Robertson, bringing his 2 decades of experience as a psychotherapist and his deep involvement in the annual Stoic Week, marries ancient wisdom with modern psychology, making Stoicism accessible and practical for today's audience. The narrative shines a light on how Marcus Aurelius's esteemed characteristics as a leader were underpinned by Stoic philosophy, emphasizing virtue, reason, and self-discipline. Beyond a historical account, Robertson provides a hands-on guide for embracing resilience, peace, and emotional fortitude, drawing directly from the practices and writings of the Stoic emperor himself. This book is a treasure chest for amateur and advanced Stoics seeking a refreshing take on the philosophy, those curious about the life and reign of Marcus Aurelius, and anyone interested in the intersection of ancient philosophy and contemporary psychological practices. Join us as we explore how to navigate life's challenges with the wisdom of a Roman emperor, proving that Stoic principles are not only timeless, but also profoundly relevant in the modern world. How to Think Like a Roman Emperor, the Stoic Philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. Introduction. Unlock the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius for modern life. Throughout history, few figures managed to capture the essence of timeless wisdom and moral strength quite like Marcus Aurelius. Revered not only as an exceptional Roman emperor, but also as a foundational thinker in the school of Stoicism, Aurelius stands apart. His life, marked by simplicity and virtue amidst the complexities of rule and personal challenges, offers a blueprint for navigating today's tumultuous world with grace and resilience. Diving into Aurelius's Stoic philosophy reveals a rich tapestry of insights geared towards living a fulfilled and balanced life. Contrary to the stereotype of Stoics as cold and detached individuals, Aurelius's brand of Stoicism is vibrant, deeply emotional, and utterly human. It's about harnessing our rational capabilities to navigate the sea of emotions and events we encounter daily, not about negating our feelings altogether. One of the most intriguing aspects of Stoicism, as practiced by Marcus Aurelius, is the embrace of practices that challenge the body and spirit. Think of it as ancient, character-building exercises. Ever wonder why taking a cold shower might be more than just a jolt to your system? Aurelius and his Stoic companions would advocate for such discomforts as a way to strengthen the mind's resolve and remind us of our capability to endure and thrive through adversity. But the lessons don't stop at personal fortitude. Marcus Aurelius was a master communicator, whose techniques remain profoundly relevant. His approach emphasizes clarity, empathy, and the importance of honest dialogue. In a world awash with noise and often superficial exchanges, adopting Aurelius's communication style can transform our interpersonal relationships and lead to more meaningful connections. By exploring the Stoic principles championed by Marcus Aurelius, we uncover a path to not only think like a Roman emperor, but also to act with the integrity, courage, and insight that defined his legacy. This journey into Stoicism offers much more than historical curiosity. It provides practical tools for personal growth and a deeper understanding of the human condition, challenging us to rethink our approach to life's inevitable challenges. Part 1. Harmonizing with Nature, the Stoic Path to a Virtuous Life. Stoicism, a philosophy that has transcended centuries, is often misunderstood in modern times. The image of a Stoic bearing life's burdens with a stiff upper lip only scratches the surface of what it means to embrace this profound way of living. At its core, Stoicism presents a compelling invitation to align oneself with the natural order of the universe, to find satisfaction, wisdom, and virtue in the embrace of life as it unfolds. Central to Stoic philosophy is the principle of living in harmony with nature. This concept might seem abstract at first, but it's grounded in a clear recognition of our place in the world. We are born from nature, and to nature we shall return. It's a cycle that the Stoics viewed not with resignation, but with reverence. To live in accordance with nature's laws is to understand our role in the larger tapestry of existence, acknowledging that our time here is part of a grander, intricate design. The Stoic approach to fate further exemplifies this profound alignment with nature. Figures like Marcus Aurelius didn't indulge in fantasies about what life could or should be. Instead, they accepted the reality of their circumstances, finding contentment and purpose within the bounds of what was allotted to them. It's a form of wisdom that echoes across Stoic teachings. The beauty of life does not lie in its conformity to our wishes, but in our ability to embrace it fully, as it is. However, don't mistake Stoic acceptance for passivity. Stoics actively engage with life, cherishing virtues like health and resourcefulness, but they do so without attachment to these conditions. Their equanimity is not disturbed by personal fortune or misfortune because they recognize that virtue, a concept central to Stoicism, flows from within, not from external circumstances. But what is this virtue that the Stoics hold in such high regard? Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is the expression of the highest qualities of human character: wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. It's about acting with integrity and moral excellence, regardless of our external situation. It's a challenge to the convention that equates success with material wealth or social status. For the Stoic, true success and true happiness arises from living a life that is in harmony with nature and guided by virtue. The Stoic reminder that the wealthiest and most powerful can be the furthest from virtuous living is a poignant critique of societal values. It underlines a timeless truth. The pursuit of external pleasures, absent of virtue, often leads to a life unfulfilled. Stoicism offers an alternative, a life rich with purpose, resilience, and inner peace, anchored in the wisdom of living virtuously in agreement with nature. Part 2. A compass for life, virtue as your guiding principle. Imagine navigating the complex waters of life with a compass that always points you toward the right course of action, no matter the storm. This is the promise of living a life grounded in virtue, according to the Stoics. While most people might nod in agreement at the idea of living virtuously, the practical commitment to virtue often feels like trying to grasp the wind, intangible and elusive. Diving into the Stoic perspective, however, we find a concrete framework for virtue distilled into 4 cardinal points: wisdom, morality, courage, and moderation. These aren't just abstract ideals, but practical guides for everyday living, offering a path to a life of harmony, acceptance, and peace, both within oneself and in the broader tapestry of the universe. Embracing these virtues means gracefully accepting what we cannot change while striving to influence what we can, with integrity and self-control. Yet, as noble as this sounds, embodying these virtues is a formidable challenge. Our society, wrapped in the throes of constant change and pressure, often seems at odds with such timeless principles. The pursuit of wisdom, morality, courage, and moderation appears to be a Sisyphean task in a world that frequently rewards the opposite. This is where the enduring wisdom of Marcus Aurelius shines like a beacon. Throughout his life, Aurelius committed himself to these Stoic virtues, not merely as philosophical musings, but as principles to live by. From his boyhood to his final days as emperor, Aurelius was in a constant state of cultivation, developing and refining his character to align with his understanding of virtue. The Stoic journey to virtue is not about attaining perfection, but about striving, failing, and striving again. It's a process of continuous practice and choice, where every decision is an opportunity to align one's actions with the virtuous path. Whether it's choosing wisdom over ignorance, morality over deceit, courage over fear, or moderation over excess, the Stoic practice involves making deliberate choices that reflect these virtues. Marcus Aurelius exemplified this pursuit of virtue not just in his personal demeanor but also in his role as a leader, weaving his Stoic principles into the fabric of his reign. His example serves as a powerful reminder that virtue is not a static achievement, but an active daily pursuit, a quest for authentic happiness that's within reach for anyone willing to embrace it. In modern times, where the tumult of life often leaves us feeling adrift, revisiting the Stoic commitment to virtue offers a steadfast anchor. Developing a relationship with virtue arms us with a consistent behavioral compass, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and a deep sense of purpose. Part 3. Navigating life's emotional highs and lows with Stoic wisdom. Life's penchant for sudden twists and turns can often leave us feeling like passengers on an endless, unpredictable roller coaster. One moment, we're soaring with joy, the next, plummeting into the depths of despair. Such extremes of emotion, while part of the human condition, can detract from our sense of well-being and contentment. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, recognized this instability early on, especially when it came to his battles with anger. Aurelius wasn't content to be at the mercy of his emotions. Through Stoicism, he embarked on a lifelong quest to master his passions, discovering that authentic happiness isn't a product of our highs and lows, but something much more profound. This happiness, according to Stoic principles, isn't contingent upon fleeting pleasures or the avoidance of pain. Instead, it's born from a dedicated adherence to virtue, living in alignment with wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. But how does one begin to tame the tumult of their emotions? Stoicism, much like modern psychotherapy, offers a practice known as cognitive distancing, a technique that encourages us to step back and observe our emotions from an objective standpoint. This involves recognizing that our feelings, though intense, do not have to dictate our actions. By identifying our emotions as temporary states rather than defining truths, we gain the space needed to respond to life's challenges with a clear and rational mindset. Imagine feeling the sting of anger as it arises. Instead of immediately acting on this anger, envision taking a step back, observing the emotion as if it were happening to someone else. This perspective shift allows you to engage with the situation not as a participant caught up in the heat of the moment, but as a calm observer, capable of reasoned and measured responses. The power of this Stoic practice lies in its ability to ground us, keeping us from being swept away by life's emotional roller coaster. It teaches us to see ourselves standing firm, even as chaos swirls around us. From this vantage point, we experience the world differently, less reactive to its ups and downs, more thoughtful in our responses, and ultimately, more aligned with authentic happiness. So, the next time life's ride seems too intense, remember Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic path to emotional mastery. By cultivating detachment from our immediate emotional reactions, we unlock the door to a profound, enduring sense of happiness, one that's not at the whim of life's fluctuating circumstances, but deeply rooted in the steady practice of virtue. Part 4. Embracing Impermanence. The Stoic Approach to Life and Legacy. In our quest for significance, many of us grapple with the notion of our own mortality and the fading echo of our existence as time marches on. Will our actions leave an indelible mark, or will they be swept away, forgotten in the sands of time? This existential quandary plagues countless individuals, driving some to chase after a form of immortality, a desperate attempt to etch their names into the annals of history permanently. Yet Marcus Aurelius and his Stoic contemporaries adopted a strikingly different stance on this matter. They confronted the impermanence of life head-on, embracing the understanding that everything, empires, achievements, even memories, will eventually erode under the relentless tide of time. Rather than viewing this transience as a source of despair, Aurelius found in it a liberating truth: the futility of striving for eternal remembrance. Aurelius's reflections on mortality led him to eschew ego-driven pursuits for lasting legacy. In doing so, he focused on living a life guided by reason and virtue, freed from the anxieties of how he would be remembered. His acceptance of life's fleeting nature informed his decisions, allowing him to lead with wisdom and equanimity. By choosing to live well, irrespective of the shadow of oblivion, he inadvertently achieved the very immortality he deemed so illogical to pursue. The irony of Aurelius's legacy is palpable. In aiming not for remembrance but for righteousness, he secured a place in history as one of the most revered leaders of ancient times. This phenomenon underscores a profound truth: those who live authentically, unencumbered by the ego's demands for recognition, often leave the most enduring impacts. The Stoic view on death compels us to examine our own lives in the light of impermanence. Death, the great equalizer, awaits us all. Yet how we approach our inevitable end can vastly differ. Aurelius and his Stoic brethren considered death not as an abstract dread, but as a constant companion, a reminder to live meaningfully. Their philosophy encourages us to face life and death with dignity, making choices that mirror our deepest values. Marcus Aurelius's meditative practices, grounded in reflections on virtue, goodness, and the transient nature of existence, offer a blueprint for anyone yearning to find peace amidst life's uncertainties. His writings remind us that embracing our mortality can lead to a fuller, more authentic existence. In the Stoic embrace of life's impermanence lies a profound invitation to live not for the promise of being remembered, but for the tangible joy and virtue we can cultivate here and now. Part 5: Stoicism, a celebration of life through wise choices and acceptance. Misconceptions about Stoicism abound, painting it as a philosophy of emotional suppression, grim resignation to fate, and detachment from the joys of life. This skewed perspective does a disservice to a philosophy that, at its heart, is vibrant, life-affirming, and deeply human. Diving beyond the surface of Stoic texts, we encounter a different narrative, especially in the personal correspondences of Marcus Aurelius. His letters reveal a man who, despite bearing the weight of the Roman Empire, emanated a sense of joy, humor, and profound love for life. Aurelius's experiences were far from easy, marked by incessant political turmoil, personal health struggles, and the loss of close kin. Yet those who knew him intimately described him as remarkably cheerful and content. This depiction shatters the stereotype of Stoics as emotionless or devoid of pleasure. Instead, Aurelius's life illustrates the Stoic ethos of not being dominated by one's emotions, but rather choosing how to respond to them wisely. This distinction is crucial. Stoicism isn't about denying feelings, but understanding and integrating them in a way that doesn't undercut one's peace of mind. Modern psychology echoes this Stoic wisdom, affirming that suppressing emotions is unhealthy. Rather than bottling up feelings, Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge them, then choose our reactions based on reason and virtue. This approach doesn't dull the richness of life. It enhances it by fostering an inner resilience and a deep appreciation for the present moment. So when envisioning a Stoic, cast aside images of stoic, pun intended, individuals, devoid of personality and aloof from the pleasures of life. Picture instead a person brimming with genuine life satisfaction, unshackled by the tyranny of unchecked desires and the blind pursuit of pleasure for pleasure's sake. Moreover, Stoicism's acknowledgement of death shouldn't be viewed through a lens of morbidity. It is, instead, a clear-eyed acceptance of life's impermanence, a call to live more fully and meaningfully. Facing the reality of mortality doesn't cast a shadow over life, it illuminates it, urging us to cherish each moment and live with intention and integrity. Stoicism, thus, emerges not as a philosophy of passivity or suppression, but as a dynamic framework for engaging with the world. It champions a life of emotional intelligence, where joy comes not from external circumstances, but from making wise choices, cultivating personal virtue, and embracing reality with an open heart. Part 6. Finding Stoic Serenity Amidst Physical Pain. Living with pain is a reality that many confront, a challenging aspect of the human condition that tests our endurance and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, was no stranger to physical suffering. Despite enduring chronic pain throughout his life, Aurelius didn't let his ailments dictate his existence or diminish his engagement with the world. How did he manage this? Through the timeless principles of Stoic philosophy, Aurelius's approach to pain is emblematic of Stoic practice, which emphasizes acceptance over resistance. Instead of waging an endless battle against his condition, Aurelius chose to accept the inevitability of physical discomfort as part of life's natural course. This acceptance allowed him to maintain a sense of peace and control over how he responded to his pain, preventing it from overshadowing his duties and dampening his spirit. The Stoics are often remembered for their seemingly extreme practices, from exposing themselves to harsh weather to wearing minimal clothing in winter as a testament to their endurance. While these tales might lean towards the sensational, they underscore a critical aspect of Stoic training, acclimatizing oneself to discomfort to lessen its impact. The goal was not self-harm, but preparedness, a way of fortifying the mind and body against the inevitabilities of life, whether the challenges be external like the elements or internal, such as illness or aging. One of the most profound strategies Aurelius adopted was meditating on the localization of pain. When in discomfort, he practiced confining the sensation to the affected area alone, preventing it from consuming his entire being or clouding his judgment. This practice of mental compartmentalization allowed him to continue his imperial responsibilities and philosophical reflections without being overwhelmed by physical distress. The wisdom of Epicurus, another ancient philosopher, aligns with the Stoic outlook on enduring pain. He observed that pain is either sharp but short-lived or chronic but tolerable. This insight provides a comforting perspective. Pain, in all its forms, can be managed and endured. It's a testament to human resilience and the capacity to maintain equilibrium in the face of adversity. The Stoic way, as demonstrated by Marcus Aurelius, offers a path to tranquility and strength amidst physical suffering. It teaches us that by accepting pain as an unavoidable part of life and adopting a mindful approach to its presence, we can persevere without losing our connection to the world or our zest for living. This ancient philosophy, thus, remains ever relevant, guiding those in pain towards a state of serene acceptance and unwavering fortitude. Part 7. The power of embracing voluntary hardship for greater appreciation of life. In the pursuit of pleasure and convenience, we often find ourselves ensnared in a cycle of continuous dissatisfaction. The Stoic philosophers, including Marcus Aurelius, were acutely aware of this paradox of human nature. They recognized that an attachment to ease and luxury not only breeds a fragile sense of contentment, but also leaves us ill-equipped to face life's inevitable hardships. Aurelius, with his profound insights, underscored the significance of voluntarily embracing hardship. The concept might seem counterintuitive at first. Why forsake comfort when it's readily available? The answer lies in the Stoic belief that pleasure and convenience are fleeting, ephemeral treasures that life does not guarantee. By periodically choosing hardship over comfort, we not only strengthen our resilience, but also heighten our gratitude for life's luxuries when they are present. Consider the simplicity of a cold shower, an act of voluntary discomfort practiced by modern proponents of Stoicism. While it may initially appear as an exercise in self-torture, its value lies deeper. Such acts of voluntary hardship serve as a rehearsal for moments when comfort is not an option. training us to remain composed and adaptable in the face of adversity. Voluntary hardship is not merely about physical endurance, it's a conduit to cultivating virtue and fortifying character. It teaches us to remain poised and collected under stress, an invaluable trait in a world that often seems to thrive on chaos. Stoics, by intentionally seeking out moments of discomfort during their leisure time, develop an enduring calm that can weather any storm. Another pillar of this practice is the premeditation of adversity, a Stoic exercise that involves mentally contemplating potential misfortunes or challenging scenarios. Far from being a pessimistic indulgence, this preparation allows one to face life's trials with equanimity and resilience, without being blindsided by unforeseen hardships. Embarking on your own exploration of voluntary hardship, such as taking a cold shower, may seem daunting. Yet this simple act represents an opportunity to connect with your inner strength and to comprehend, on a visceral level, the Stoic path to a more satisfying and resilient life. By integrating voluntary hardship into our lives, we gain a greater appreciation for the moments of comfort and joy that come our way, discovering a deeper, more enduring form of happiness that is not dependent on external circumstances. In doing so, we embody the Stoic ethos of cherishing life's gifts without becoming beholden to them, prepared to face the world with courage, grace, and a newfound resilience. Part 8. Embracing Accountability. Through Mentorship, Lessons from Marcus Aurelius. Imagine starting each day with a singular focus to act in a manner that would make you proud of your virtues by the day's end. For Marcus Aurelius, this wasn't just a fleeting thought, but a fundamental aspect of his daily life, steeped in the principles of Stoicism. As a Roman emperor, Aurelius took the notion of personal accountability to heart, recognizing that growth and virtue thrive under the watchful eye of guidance and constructive criticism. Understanding human nature's propensity for overlooking personal flaws, Aurelius sought to counteract this by inviting mentorship into his life. He valued having someone within his inner circle explicitly tasked with holding him accountable to his Stoic ideals. This practice was more than just a quest for personal betterment. It was a testament to his humility and dedication to living a principled life amid the immense responsibilities and temptations that came with his imperial role. From a young age, Aurelius cultivated an environment where constructive criticism was not just welcomed, but actively sought after. This feedback became the compass by which he navigated daily decisions, ensuring that his actions always aligned with his core values and the duties of his station. The outcome was a reign marked by reasoned judgment and moral integrity, setting Aurelius apart as one of the most esteemed leaders in history. However, mentorship's value doesn't diminish in solitude. Later in life, as he found himself bereft of his close advisors, Aurelius turned to the concept of the imaginary mentor. In moments of deliberation or doubt, he would envision the responses of virtuous figures he admired, contemplating how they would act or advise in his situation. This technique served as an internal forum for reflection and guidance, allowing Aurelius to maintain his commitment to Stoic principles even in isolation. The lesson here extends beyond the historical context of Aurelius's reign, offering a timeless blueprint for personal accountability. Whether through the tangible support of mentors who challenge and guide us, or the internal counsel of our chosen paragons, the pursuit of virtue and integrity benefits immensely from the scrutiny and encouragement of others. So the next time you face a dilemma or a moment of ethical uncertainty, consider taking a page from Aurelius's book. Ask yourself, what would Aurelius do? Or better yet, summon the wisdom of your own most respected figures, real or imagined, to light the way. In doing so, we open ourselves to the profound growth and greater accountability that mentorship in all its forms can inspire. Part 9. Mastering Communication with Stoic Counter-Rhetoric. In a world saturated with information and often divided by heated debates, the art of communication holds a paramount place in bridging divides and fostering understanding. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor remembered not only for his leadership but also for his wisdom, provides a timeless example of how to navigate the complex landscape of words and interaction. In the preparation for his role as the leader of Rome, Aurelius was well aware of the persuasive power of rhetoric, the art of using eloquent and emotionally charged language to sway opinions and stir the masses. While effective for capturing the crowd's attention, such rhetoric often prioritizes form over substance, leading to arguments that inflame rather than enlighten. Embracing his Stoic philosophy, Aurelius chose a different path, the path of counter-rhetoric, or anti-rhetoric. This approach champions clear, straightforward language that seeks to clarify rather than confuse, to calm rather than provoke. In a society where discourse frequently degenerates into conflict, Aurelius's commitment to counter-rhetoric served as a means to lower the temperature of discussions, foregrounding facts, truth, and mutual understanding. The power of removing emotional triggers from speech cannot be understated. By focusing on direct, unadorned language, Aurelius managed to connect with others on a level that transcended the divisive tactics of typical rhetoric. Imagine the potential for change if contemporary leaders, and indeed all of us, engaged in dialogue online or in person, embraced this Stoic approach to communication. The result could be a public square defined not by antagonism, but by a genuine attempt to see eye to eye. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is a commitment to objectivity, wisdom, and the pursuit of truth, free from the distortions of hyperbole or theoretical jargon. This ethos extends to how a Stoic communicates, with clarity, precision, and a focus on resolving conflicts rather than fueling them. To speak like a Roman emperor, in the manner of Marcus Aurelius, is therefore to engage in dialogue that seeks not to defeat an opponent, but to find common ground and shared understanding. It's a powerful reminder that, in every conversation, we have the choice to contribute to a culture of respect and reasoned debate, rather than succumbing to the divisiveness of charged rhetoric. Embracing this Stoic mode of communication can make us not only more effective communicators, but also more virtuous individuals, striving to elevate the quality of public discourse, one conversation at a time. Final summary. Contrary to the common portrayal of Stoics as detached and indifferent figures, Stoicism at its core advocates for a life rich with joy, purpose, and adaptability. The philosophy, as exemplified by Marcus Aurelius, one of ancient Rome's most revered emperors, emphasizes the importance of self-control, ethical living, and harmony with the natural world. Through deliberate choices and a commitment to virtuous conduct, Stoicism teaches us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. Marcus Aurelius, both a philosopher and a ruler, practiced Stoicism not just as a theoretical framework, but as a daily guide to living. Instead of succumbing to the fleeting allure of convenience and immediate gratification, he championed making decisions that bolstered character strength and aligned with the fundamental principles of nature, including the inevitable realities of discomfort and mortality. His enduring legacy demonstrates that Stoicism is far from a doctrine of emotional suppression. Instead, it offers a path to authentic happiness, defined not by superficial achievements, but by a deep sense of fulfillment and inner peace. Aurelius's writings also highlight the Stoic practice of clear and honest communication, showcasing how eschewing manipulative rhetoric in favor of straightforward dialogue fosters genuine understanding and connection. The life lessons from Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic philosophy he embodied remind us that leadership, wisdom, and personal satisfaction stem from a strong moral compass, the courage to face life's challenges head-on, and the wisdom to choose our responses wisely. Stoicism, far from being a relic of the past, continues to offer valuable insights for anyone seeking to lead a more meaningful and principled life. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, Please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.